Hi there, welcome back to another Crypto Dave video. It's Friday, which means another crypto interest rates and news update. Today is the 1st of October 2021. And as usual, we'll start by taking a look at any new coins or interest rate changes and a few bits to cover today. No new coins, but there have been some changes to BlockFi rates. BlockFi, as of today, basically beginning of October, have increased their stablecoin kind of rates, which is quite nice on both the first and second tiers. We'll cover those in a little bit more detail in a minute. I've also updated today the Swiss ball rates. Ethereum went up a fraction, went up from 4.4 to 4.45. Everything else has dropped a little bit, but they seem to have stabilized a little bit. They continue to go down a little bit, but not by a huge amount. Normally by 0.1%, maybe less than that. We're still waiting for the new kind of rates, the new kind of like tiers that have been sort of bandied about on Swissborg, where they're going to a sort of like a dual rate kind of structure where you will be getting more coins or higher interest rates rather for more risky kind of investments, and then sort of like standard rates for less risky investments. I'm hoping these are reflective of the less risky ones rather than the more risky ones, because the rates are pretty low. Don't forget, if you scroll to the right, you can get rates for Yield app as well. Everything should be up to date. I did big update about a week ago, went through all the Celsius ones. They haven't changed their rates, I believe, this week, and no changes for Leaden, but we'll talk about those in a minute. So moving over onto the token prices. And finally, a little bit of kind of good news. We had a pretty disappointing September. I think a lot of people were predicting this. I know Plan B stock to flow predicted a lower figure for September than kind of August, and we pretty much capped the minimums, what he thought would be the minimums for August, which was 47,000, I believe, and 43,000 for September, and we were within a few $100s, I think, when those kind of like ticked over. So the prediction for October is $67,000, I think, a minimum of $67,000, which would surpass the all-time high. So we've had a really good first few hours, really, basically, of October. We had this really pretty poor low. We were sort of 41, just under 41. We dipped down to that a few times, seemed to be quite good support, but we've had a nice pump up, currently sat around $45,000, so really nice to see a little bit of an increase. Hopefully October will be a better month. We'll start to see climb back towards the all-time high. Who knows, maybe an all-time high this month before potentially some explosive growth November and December. But everything's been relatively kind of flat this week, as you can see over the last 7 days, because we had this big pullback basically exactly 7 days ago. Bitcoin 0.2, so basically flat for the week. Cryptocom down 3.3%, Celsius up a fraction, Nexo up a fraction, Swissborg and Yield app are both down 5%, so not great for those. A little bit better for Crypto.com, but basically Celsius and Nexo in line with kind of Bitcoin, but moving pretty sideways. No massive gains or losses this week. So moving on to some of the stories, and the big news is the monthly kind of updated kind of rates. Now BlockFi have increased their stablecoin rates. Now this is really good. What's quite nice, not just the first rate, so their stablecoins have been split into two tiers for the last few months. It used to be 50,000, now 40,000. So you can earn now 8.25% on your first 40,000, and then over and above 40,000, 7%. Now this is quite a big increase. So before it was 8, so 8 to 8.25 is quite nice. But for those people who are storing a lot of coins in the kind of platform, the move from 5%, which was really quite low, up to 7% will be a welcome change. And I believe this is the first 40,000 on every individual stablecoin. So if you held USDC, I believe that's different to Tether. They don't get lumped together, stablecoins. So you could have 40,000 in Tether, 40,000 in USDC, Gemini, Dollar, Paxos, etc., etc., and benefit from the higher rates. And this is a little bit lower than some, but broadly in line now with much of the rest of the industry. A little bit lower, but nothing kind of crazy. Over and above 40,000, you know, there are better options out there. But I think this may prevent maybe some people who are diversifying their kind of risk on different platforms from moving a huge amount off platform. So I don't know whether the amounts that people have been moving off platform have dictated these rates at all. They always claim, as all these platforms do, that they're dictated purely by market conditions. But I think when you see basically huge amounts of kind of like coins being moved off kind of exchanges, it must maybe make them think twice about maybe taking some of their kind of profits out of it and increasing the rate. So nice to see BlockFi increasing rates on stable coins after basically sort of 4 or 5 months of just continuously downgrading not just the rates on coins but also the tiers. In comparison, Ledden, I got this email, I couldn't find it online, but this is the email that came through. The Ledden October rates, and BlockFi and Ledden are the ones that change their rates on a monthly basis. They're going to stay the same, so that's 6.1% on the first 2 Bitcoin, 2.25% for balances over 2 Bitcoins, and 9% for USDC. It's the only stable coin they cover, but there's no tiers for that, so 9% for USDC on Ledden. So no changes this month. And then moving on to some stories. Firstly, Crypto.com. If you're in the UK, they now have basically launched the tax kind of service, so you can basically export in a tax kind of like compatible kind of format all of your transactions, all of your transaction history from Crypto.com directly, and that will be in a manner which I believe will be compatible with HMRC's disposition of cryptocurrency. So you can read through the entire stuff here. I don't know how many UK people are watching this compared to other people, but this is UK only. I believe this is something they already offer to the US. If anybody's in the US, if they could confirm that. But it's got a brief kind of overview of all the kind of like the different kind of rules, and you can sign up now to Cryptocom Tax here. There's a link here, and you can import your transactions, and you can basically work out your kind of taxes. This is, I suppose, competing in some ways with a platform like kind of Coinly. I believe you can import other stuff, so it's got API with other exchanges. So this isn't just Crypto.com transactions. You can also import via a CSV or anything else, all the additional taxes from different platforms. So nice that that's been made available to people. I believe it's free, so that's really nice. Moving on, another story from Crypto.com. They have the Syndicate, which is now being launched. So this will come, oh sorry, it's not now been launched, but it's now been announced. It will be coming on the 5th of October. There's a $250,000 allocation for AGLD. Now this is Adventure Gold. So this is the latest Syndicate event, which will be going live, as I mentioned, on the 5th of October. And in a similar vein, the Supercharger platform has now gone live with DYDX. So this is will be live for the next month, or next 30 days, I should say. So there's $1 million worth of DYDX. It's a charging period of 30 days and a reward period of 30 days. So you deposit all your CRO into the supercharger for 30 days, and then for the next 30 days you get paid out your bonuses in DYDX. So all of this is available on the Crypto.com exchange. The next story, Nexo Brainer. Now this is something we've mentioned odd ones in the past. They do this, I believe it's every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks, I can't remember now, but there's a series of videos basically that Nexo have been doing called the Nexo Brainer. It's really sort of like going into a little bit more depth, features and sort of usability of their kind of platform. Now this one is how to get the most out of the exchange, and also find out how to earn even higher interest. So it covers some of the different kind of tiers and earning in Nexo tokens and stuff like that. So it's available on YouTube, it's available on the Nexo YouTube channel, but you can also go read about it here, and also link through to the video. So it talks about the yield tokens, it talks about fixed term deposits and stuff like that. So if you're interested in a Nexo, well worth keeping abreast of these Nexo Brainer, because sometimes there's some useful information that you might have missed just using the same bits of the platform week in, week out. And the only other thing I wanted to mention this week, so somebody commented last week asking me about Abra. Now it's not a platform I've used in the past. A few people have now asked me about it, but they do have an earn feature. The rates are, you know, not stellar, but maybe comparable with some of the slightly lower ones in the industries, but it certainly doesn't at first glance look to be particularly scammy or anything like that. So I will endeavour to have a look at Abra. I'm also going to be doing a review of Hodlnaut. So this is one I've been looking at for a little while now. If there are any other platforms that you would like me to kind of cover, so I'm not necessarily going to be putting huge amounts of kind of crypto into any of these platforms or all of these platforms, but if there are other ones, and there are quite a few out there there at the moment. If there are other platforms you'd like me to take a look at, do let me know in the comments below. And what I might do is just a sort of roundup video looking at some of the sort of like alternative crypto interest rate platforms. So we've got the main ones that we kind of cover here, but if anybody wants a little bit more information about some of the others, let me know in the comments below, and I might do just a roundup video of stuff like kind of Hodlnaut and Abra and various other ones that are out there. So let me know that in the comments below. I'm going to do a more in-depth one of Hodlnaut. It looks quite interesting. So I'm going to maybe put a little bit of kind of crypto into here, see how it goes, and then I'll do a full review of the platform here. But that's it for this week. Thanks very much for watching. As always, if you can give me a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. Have a great weekend. Hopefully I'll see you on the next video, but until then, have a great day. Bye bye.